One of the fundamental challenges that I see leaders facing all of the time is this challenge of managing their time, which of course, if you think about it, you can't manage time unless you're Doctor Who. And what we should be looking for is, how do I manage myself in time I have available? And to do this, I'm going to share with you my productivity rules. So over the next videos, there will be 12 productivity rules that are my productivity infrastructure that I use with leaders to really help them manage themselves better in time, so they become much more productive and much more effective at the most important roles in their life. So let's think about managing ourselves in time. The first thing that you have to think about is your planning. So rule number 1 is 4-way planning. And I'll break that down for you now. 4-way planning means there are 4 stages to the planning. So the first stage begins on a Sunday for me, and it is where I look ahead at the week and schedule my priorities, so that the schedule can't become the priority. I'm scheduling my priorities. Asking myself things like, how many bits of exercise do I want to do this week? Where do they appear in the week? Maybe it's 2 runs, 2 CrossFit sessions and a long run on a Sunday, and then putting those things in blocks of time, Other questions like, what are my most important work projects that I want to get done this week, my priorities, and where do they then appear in blocks of time within that week in the calendar, so that they actually have a chance of happening? Thinking about what are the most important relationships that I want to invest in this week, personal relationships, professional relationships, and where do they appear in blocks of time? If it's important to me to invest in my relationship with my kids, where are the blocks of time that I'm going to be present with them and play this game, or take them to this thing, or go for a walk, or whatever it might be. So the first part of 4-way planning is scheduling your priorities on a Sunday for the week ahead and putting them into blocks of time for that week. The second stage of 4-way planning is the night before the day to come. I look at the plan and think, what is tomorrow? Am I ready? What do I need to move? Is that meeting still appropriate? And I look at the day from the night before and just have a quick check. Make sure I'm ready to go. I have all the things I need. I've thought about everything, and preparation is good. So that's number 2 of 4-way planning. Number 3 of 4-way planning appears in the morning. So in the morning, the first thing I do is open the plan. Look in my planner and see the blocks of time ahead for the day. I'll start asking myself then questions to set my mind in the morning. This is 3-way planning. Things like, what could stress me out today, and how will I deal with it at my best? So I look at the plan. What's the things that could trip me up, obstacles, stress me out? How will I deal with it at my best? How will I get around that? So I'm proactive, I'm ahead of that. I also look at, where are my other priorities in this day? So looking ahead, setting the mind in the morning, making sure we're all ready to go. And the 4th stage of 4-way planning, which is still rule number 1 of productivity, is living in the plan. Literally moving through that plan in a planner with blocks of time and ticking off those plans, so you can't then become distracted into things that are causing distraction, lack of traction, because you know what you're supposed to be doing now and what's next. So that is 4-way planning in a nutshell. It's number 1 rule of 12 rules of productivity, which are going to come in the rest of these videos that follow. And I hope they serve you. And if this way of thinking helps you, then go to the website, click on the planner. You can download your own planner, or you can buy your own planner. The Purposeful Life Planner. This is how I keep myself most productive, most effective, on purpose. And I hope it serves you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care.